Greetings from New York City. I'm Phil and we're running the bridges. This is a video series where we visit all the bridges in New York City that you can run across. And today is a very special edition because we're running across all of them. At least all the bridges across Manhattan. So basically what the deal is, I'm way overdue for a long run, trying to get myself back in shape. And so I figured I would do this run, which I've done a number of times in the past. Sometimes I would even lead some of my ultra running friends on this run. And what we are doing, we're starting at the George Washington Bridge, and we're gonna make our way clockwise around the island of Manhattan and just hit the bridges, going out across one bridge, coming back on the next, just out and back and forth, zigzagging across all the rivers, which aren't really rivers, and other various bodies of water. And this is going to be there. So we're starting here at George Washington Bridge, going to be finishing down at the Brooklyn Bridge. 19 bridges in all, and about 32 or 33 miles. And it's going to be a humid day today, so this is going to be a good one. But we're going to be out here a while, so I'm not going into depth about any of the bridges. I'm just going to show you little clips, like show you where I am. And how to do this run if you want to do it yourself or part of it yourself. And I will put a Strava link in the description. But like I said, we are starting here at 180th Street and Cabrini Boulevard, the entrance to the North Walk of the George Washington Bridge, which is the only walkway that's open right now. The South Walk they are doing reconstruction on. So what we're going to do out and back on the George Washington Bridge is the only one we're doing out and back. Otherwise, we're going to go back and forth. All right, so here, let's just get started because this is going to be a fun one. Okay, so 180th, and there we go, North Walk. Can't beat that. All right, so here we go now, and we are at, got my watch, 0 miles, and we are starting. Here we go. Okay, so we have crossed over the bridge, over the Hudson River into New Jersey, and 1.19 miles, 14 minutes, 21 seconds. Not as fast as I used to be, so bear with me. I got a long ways to go. And so we are at the Anchorage point where the cable is coming. So this is a good place as any to turn around and head back to New York. Here we go. Okay, so we're coming back into Manhattan, just finishing up, crossing back in Manhattan, 2.33 miles, 2803. And we're here at 180th and Cabrini, and on to the next one. We're going to go straight up Cabrini into Fort Tryon Park, and we'll see you there. All right, so we've come up all the way up Cabrini, where comes Margaret Corbin Circle, the entrance to Fort Tryon Park. And the way to get to the next bridge, you can go all the way through the park to the northern end, down the hill, and we will see you again from there. Okay, so I'm just coming down out of Fort Tryon Park. Out of Fort Tryon Park, across Riverside Drive, Dyckman Street coming up. After Dyckman Street, we enter Inwood Hill Park. And the only reason I'm showing these steps is because it's a longer stretch between bridges. I just want to show you the best way to get between the two. And people like, oh my God, Upper Manhattan, where am I? Oh my God. So that's the best way to get from George Washington Bridge to the Henry Hudson Bridge. And now when we get to Inwood Hill Park, the bridge entrance is inside the park. There are multiple pathways you can take. I'm gonna go all the way over to Dyckman Street, all the way over to the Hudson River, take that entrance, past the ball fields, and up the hill from there. All right, so now I'm on Dyckman Street. All right, so I'll see you at the bridge entrance. Okay, so after a tough uphill climb, we are now at the entrance to the Henry Hudson Bridge in Inwood Hill Park. We just hit 5 miles, 5.02, 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 10 seconds. And here we are on the bridge pathway. Henry Hudson Bridge goes over the Spuyten Duyvil Creek, aka Harlem River Ship Canal, into Spuyten Duyvil / Riverdale areas of the Bronx. And after that, we'll make our way down the hill to 225th and Broadway. So this is bridge number 2, 5 miles. And we're only starting bridge number 2, but they'll come closer together soon. All right, we'll see you down at 225th and Broadway. All right, we're 225th and Broadway Bridge. Bridge number 3. And Broadway Bridge goes over the Harlem River Ship Canal from Marlboro Hill neighborhood of Manhattan, where I am now, over to Inwood neighborhood of Manhattan, back on Manhattan Island. So, and from there, you can see the water there. From there, we will make our way to 207th and 9th. All right, see you there. Whoops, I almost forgot to say 6.93 miles. So that was a bit of a longer stretch from the last bridge too. 6.93 miles, hour and a half. All right, here we go. All right, we are at 207th and 9th in Inwood, Manhattan, and we are about to cross over the University Heights Bridge over the Harlem River into the Bronx. And from there, we'll make our way south along Cedar Avenue and then uphill, so on towards the next one. All right, we'll see you at the next one. Oh, and I forgot, 7.85 miles and an hour 41:34. So, still a little ways distance between bridges, but before long they'll be coming fast and furious. All right, see you soon. All right, we are at bridge number 5, 9.65 miles, 2 hours 3 minutes 55 seconds. Bridge number 5 is the Washington Bridge over the Harlem River from the Bronx to Washington Heights and Manhattan. And here we are. We've already done this video in our series, so you can check that out. But here we are going back to Manhattan, bridge number 5. Woohoo! All right, we are at bridge number 6. We are in High Bridge Park, and we are on the High Bridge, pedestrian and bicycle only bridge. There's a water tower behind me. You see that on top of the hill? That's Manhattan. And we're going into the Bronx, into another High Bridge Park, and from there we will be heading south to the next bridge. Okay, see you soon. Oh, and of course, I forgot to mention, 10.79 miles, 220. Just turned 220, so a little under 11 miles so far. Third of the way through. All right. All right, 12.11 miles in, 2 hours 39 minutes. We are at the McCombs Dam Bridge. This is at about 161st Street and Jerome Avenue. You might notice that behind me, Yankee Stadium. So this goes over the Harlem River, of course, back into Manhattan. And I'm on the south side because that makes it easier for me when I get off, because I'm heading south. And this is bridge number 7. All right, so we'll see you soon for the next one. Okay, here we are, bridge number 8. We're at 145th and Lenox, Malcolm X. And we're going across the 145th Street Bridge, across the Harlem River into the Bronx again. It's 13 miles, just hit 13 miles, 2:51:23. So, they're coming a little closer together these days. Okay, we'll see you at the next one. All right, we are at bridge number 9, the Madison Avenue Bridge. Right over there, Madison Avenue Bridge, going across the Harlem River back in Manhattan, 13.68 miles, 3:02:09 on the clock. And I'm on the south side again because that makes it easier when I get off. A little bit of a shortcut. And all right, so we'll see you at the next one. Okay, bridge number 10. And we are in Manhattan. That's about the intersection 128th and Lexington. But we are going over 3rd Avenue Bridge into the Bronx. We're at 14.47 miles, 3:13:24 on the clock. And this, again, 3rd Avenue Bridge into the Bronx over the Harlem River. All right, see you soon for the next one. All right, we are at bridge number 11, the Willis Avenue Bridge. We took the steps up there from Bruckner Boulevard, Willis Avenue. And this is our final farewell to the Bronx for the day. That is our last time in the Bronx. Goodbye, Bronx. All right, and so we're going over Willis Avenue Bridge over the Harlem River onto 1st Avenue in Manhattan. And we will see you there. All right, we are at 124th and 2nd in Manhattan, in the heart of Harlem. And we are at the entrance to the Manhattan leg of the Triborough Bridge. And at the current time, this is the only leg that's open. Or the only side of the Manhattan leg that's open. And this goes over Google Maps. I thought this was the East River. Google Maps says this is still the Harlem River. I am not so sure. Google Maps and their names of bodies of water, I don't know how trustworthy they are. But in any case, we are going over this, and this is 15.73 miles, 3:34:36 on the clock. And we are going over the Triborough Bridge, Manhattan leg, onto Randall's Island. And we will see you on Randall's Island. There's a better shot. All right, we will see you on Randall's Island. All right, we are coming up to our next bridge, bridge number 13. But before we do that, I just want to clarify something. When I said I'm running all the bridges in Manhattan, I meant Manhattan Island, because the borough of Manhattan also includes Roosevelt Island, Randall's Island, Ward's Island, as well as Marble Hill. All part of the borough of Manhattan, but they're not on Manhattan Island. And right now I'm on Randall's Island. I'm about to cross over the Little Hellgate Bridge onto Ward's Island. And the reason I say it, because there are some bridges that go from Randall's Island or from Roosevelt Island to other boroughs. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm only going to worry about the ones that touch Manhattan Island, or like in the case of this one, I have to cross in order to get to the next area, as well as one more bridge later on that does not include Manhattan Island or Manhattan at all, but I have to cross it to get from one place to another. But anyway, this is, again, Little Hellgate Bridge across the Little Hellgate between Randall's Island and Ward's Island. And this is bridge number 13, 16.8 miles, 3:53, just at 3:53. And yes, I am slowing down. I am walking more. It's fairly hot and humid, and it's still not even 12 o'clock yet, I think. But and it's not terribly hot, but it's really humid, and it's the sun's coming out, and I'm out of shape, so doing a little more walking, but we'll get it done. All right, and we'll see you at the next one. Okay, we are at bridge number 14, leaving Ward's Island, and we are crossing the East River to Manhattan via the Ward's Island footbridge. All right, and there is a exit onto the East River Greenway, which goes down the east side along the East River. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take the exit that goes to 1st Avenue and just take 1st Avenue all the way down to the next bridge. It's a little bit of a longer distance, again, between bridges now. We got all the big ones coming up, big heavy hitters. All right, so we'll see you at the next one. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. 17.49 miles, 4:06:32. And yeah, this comes out at like 103rd Street on the east side of Manhattan. So it's about a couple of miles down to the next bridge yet. Okay, and there's the bridge. All right, see you there. All right, a couple of miles later, we're on 59th Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. We're at the entrance to the Queensboro Bridge. Yeah, that's Queensboro Bridge. This is the entrance to the brand new pedestrian-only pathway across the bridge on the south side. Pedestrians only, no fighting with the bikes. All right, so here we go across the Queensboro Bridge, across the East River into Queens. And we are at 20.24 miles, 4:55:13 on the clock. Ooh, that was a hot stretch. I had to get a stop for a drink there too, but we'll get her done. All right, see you on the other side. All right, so we just got off the bridge, Queens Plaza South. We're in Queens and 25th Street, it looks like. 21.62 miles. So that's how long it took us to get across. And now we're heading south on to the next one. Okay, see you. Okay, here we are, 49th Avenue and Jackson Avenue in Queens. The entrance to the Pulaski Bridge. And the Pulaski Bridge will take us over the Newtown Creek into Brooklyn. This is the other bridge on today's one that does not have anything to do with Manhattan or Manhattan Island. And the mileage currently is 22.57, 5:32:27 on the clock. All right. It's a long one, but we're getting there. All right, see you in the next one. All right, we're on Bedford Avenue now between South 5th and South 6th Street in Brooklyn. We are at the pedestrian entrance to the Williamsburg Bridge. We are at 25.27 miles, 6:18:25 on the clock. There's where we need to go. And it's getting hot out there. All right, let's get it done. 3 more bridges. This is bridge number 17, Williamsburg Bridge over the East River into Manhattan. All right, we're getting there. 2 bridges left. We're at bridge number 18, Manhattan Bridge at Canal Street and the Bowery. 27.47 miles, 6:51:36. See that big fancy entrance? We're on the south side where the pedestrian-only pathway is. This one and one more, baby. We're going over the East River into Brooklyn. All right, see you on the other side. All right, we are coming off the Manhattan Bridge into Brooklyn. 28.73, 7:13:01. And we are coming down these first stairs because we're not going to go up J Street. We're going to go down across Sands Street and down and make our way to the stairway entrance to the next bridge. All right, and I'll meet you there. All right, bridge number 19. We are at Prospect Street and Cabin Plaza East, aka Washington Street. And we are at 28.97 miles, 7:17:31. And we're taking the stairs. Bridge number 19, the last one. This one will take us across the East River in Manhattan for the last time. And then we will be done. Yeah, the Brooklyn Bridge, baby. All right, see you on the other side. All right, we finished it. All 19 bridges. 30.13, I'm gonna stop it. 30.13, 7:36:09. Across 19 bridges. We're back at Park Row, right next to City Hall. And I need to get something to drink and something to eat. That was a tough one. Look at this. It's a hot hopping day here. Everybody's out today. Anyway. Yeah, Brooklyn Bridge is always an obstacle course. But we did it. Alright, thank you all for watching. I'm going to get some drinks, I'm going to eat, and get on the train home. Alright. Hope to see you out here running sometime. Like I said, I'll put the link, my Strava link, in the description so you can see the map, so you can see where I went. It wasn't, you know, I'm not as fast as I used to be. You know, I'm a little out of shape. There's no shame in that, you know. But thank you for watching.